It's a nation whose fortunes have transformed in the last 2 decades. From minnows to powerhouses in the men's and women's game. Among their ranks, World Cup winners and Olympic champions. And a breeding ground for some of the best players to have graced the sport.
This week, FIH Inside the D is in the South American heartbeat of hockey, Argentina.
We're gonna light the fuse, stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Stand back. We're gonna light the fuse, stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Break it down. Give me the match.
We've made it to Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina and home to the Lions and Lionesses. We'll be catching up with both teams during the show, but as always, there's much more.
Coming up, Generation X.
I loved watching Leonas, but I never imagined myself there with them.
Switching sports.
My dad raced for 20 odd years. My uncle raced Formula 1.
And brotherly love.
If he behaves well, we won't have any problem.
But we start with a tribute to the biggest name in hockey. She's a 2-time World Cup champion, 8-time World FIH Player of the Year, and for many, the inspiration behind Argentina's success in the last 2 decades. She's the magician, Luciana Aymar.
I was different. I was crazy about hockey.
Lucha Aymar, she's the best ever.
Lucha is the best thing that happened to our sport.
8 times the best world player.
Luciana is the best player of the whole time of hockey.
Here in Argentina, she's a legend. She's the best of the best.
Well, she's a star. Luciana is hockey in Argentina, in the world.
Las Leonas in my life, I gave everything for me, for the national team. The Lioness was like a family for me.
People started, with Las Leonas because of our results in Sydney, but afterwards it was Lucha.
Everyone wants to be like her and want to play hockey and admire her.
In Argentina, I think that is the only country that maybe the ladies are more important than boys. She put the hockey in the top of the country, and I think that is really important for all the people who live there.
I know that I have a natural talent, but I think I was so passionate for the hockey that always I wanted to train every day more to be better.
First one in training, the last one to go. I always tell her that she's what used to be in hockey because of me. Because I was always standing there, and she said, Mechi, stay there, wait. And she was trying new things, and I was like, okay, I stand here. Yeah, I was a cone, really, for her.
She was an example for all because she do everything with passion, with very professional and train a lot herself outside. That was why she was the best.
What I've seen doing Lucha inside a field, I've never seen anyone just play alone. You can get rid of 5, 6, 7 players, and she just went.
I work a lot with the coaches, with the psychology too, to learn how to handle the pressure and to be the best.
She was really skillful and really fast. She made a difference for the team, and she knew how to take advantage of that.
Playing with her, you never knew what she was going to do and always surprise you, so that was great. You learn a lot playing with her.
Instead of trying to give her another pass, it was like, great, Lucha. Inside the field, we stood up and said, just do the rest. You are awesome.
And this is the special thing Las Leonas has as a team as well. She inspires people to become like them because she inspires solidarity, fighting spirit, and they really express what the Argentinians we are.
If I have to choose very special moments for me, the 2 World Cups that we won, the moment that I had to carry the flags in the Olympic Games in London, it was amazing. And of course, the last tournament in Argentina, in Mendoza, it was like a celebration for me, for the Lioness, for the people, but always with the sadness that was the last day with the national team and with the T-shirt that I used 20 years.
She is a legend of our sport, of our country, and I'm really happy not only for sharing with her hockey, but also for having her in my life.
In the country, you have a place in Puerto Madero, which are statues of the main sports. She stands out like that. If you speak about sportsmen, women or men in Argentina, you name Diego Maradona, Manu Ginóbili, Leo Messi, and definitely you name Aymar, definitely.
The most important for me was not all the medals that I won. I want to be remembered as someone who every day of her life wants to improve herself, and someone who really loves the game.
From a legend of the sport to the next generation hoping to follow in her footsteps, the current squad of Lionesses already boasts the FIH World Player of the Year in Delfina Moreno.
And it also includes some of the Junior World Cup champions from 2 years ago.
I loved watching Leonas, but I never imagined myself there with them. My whole family played hockey, and my big sister too, so I always wanted to do what she does.
Yes, I started when I was 5 years old. My parents told me to start with one sport, so I chose hockey.
It was always my dream, but I really trained hard to now be in Las Leonas, and I think that was the key.
Well, I started playing in the junior team.
Yeah, it was awesome. My friends are there. We really go very well together.
Our team was really good. We won the World Junior Cup.
We really enjoy every time of the tournament. We really train hard to that in all aspects, like mentally, physically, technically, and we really enjoy all the process. I think we were like one.
The group was very good people, and we want the same thing, to win.
So we understand each other in the field, so that's why I think that the gold medal was for us.
And then you made the next step into the senior team. Was it a big transition? Did you find it difficult, or did you find it easy?
They called me to Las Leonas. It was like all crazy. I didn't expect that. I was 17 years old, I think, and I trained with Carla Rebecki or Noe Barrio Nuevo that were like, I saw it in television.
It's different because it is the senior and the pressure is higher and the level is higher, so we have to train more and we have to do a lot more stuff, like more fitness, more gym that we didn't have enough in the junior team.
So now you're on the pitch with the likes of Barrio Nuevo, Delfina Moreno, world-class players. Do you aspire to be like them? Do they inspire you in training?
Yes, of course. They are always teaching you something new.
You have to have respect from them and listen what everything they tell us.
I really enjoyed the first time, my first training, and well, I still enjoy it.
When we train together, they are always trying to improve yourself. Watching them, training with them, they are always pushing you to the limits.
I think because Las Leonas trust me, all the confidence, all the happiness. We train so hard, we trust me that, I think because of that.
Do you feel pressure that you've got big shoes to fill?
I don't think that is pressure. I am a very calm player and I want to go step by step. So if one day I can be the star of the team, it's going to be really good. But now I want to have fun with my friends and to train a lot and to win.
We'll return to the Argentinian team shortly, but next it's time to go for a quick spin. Here's this week's Street Skill.
Hi, I'm Luke, and this trick is called spinnings. You put the ball on your back stick and you turn around while the ball is still on your back stick. That's it.
Luke may be a dab hand at spinning in hockey, but for one multi-talented member of the Irish team, she is more used to going for a different kind of spin.
I grew up in a motorsport family. My dad raced for 20 odd years. My uncle raced Formula 1 for the Williams F1 team, and my cousin at the minute now is racing in the IndyCar series over in America. It's very much a family dynasty. When I'm not playing hockey, I actually work as a data engineer for a motorsport team in the United States called Juncos Racing. Data engineer involves collecting all the data from the cars, just analysing it as quickly as I can, figuring out where we can make improvements, where we can go faster, and then feeding that back to the race engineer who then makes the changes to the car. I'm taking part in a race, my very first race with another friend of mine. We're entering an all-female race team called Formula Females, and we're doing it in memory of my dad who passed away 16 years ago. So we're doing it in aid of the Irish Cancer Society, and I'll be behind the wheel this time. It's great, yeah, I've been in the car now a couple of times, got a few laps in, and it's a lot of fun. It's slightly different to being on a hockey pitch, but there's definitely a lot of adrenaline involved, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And there's a lot of concentration involved, so that's one thing I know is definitely the same in hockey as it is with racing. The speed, obviously, you know, hockey's a very fast game. Speed in a race car obviously is a little bit faster, but yeah, similar enough. And other than that, it's just the competitive nature, I'd say. I think I'm going to go back and get involved in the motorsport again. There's definitely more that I want to learn and get involved with that. And luckily enough, I'm affiliated with a team over there who's willing to have me back. So the plan for me is, yeah, to go back to the States, do a bit of work there and see where it leads.
If Nikki and her cousin share a passion for the same sport, so do our next pair.
So Lucas, Matthias, what was it like playing in the national team together?
Well, I think it was a really nice period that we could enjoy and play together inside the pitch. And now, well, it's a bit different. Now he's the coach.
How do you find that, Matthias? Is it difficult now to be a coach?
No, it's not difficult really. It's, I don't know, I need to be focused on treating him as a player. If he behaves well, we won't have any problem.
So what was he like as an older brother?
When I was a child, I always look at him when he was already in the first team. So, well, I try to copy the good things, not the bad ones.
What's your brother's worst habit?
Now, maybe that he forgets things. His mind is flying somewhere that you don't know. Sometimes you are talking to him and he's looking at the sky and say, I'm talking to you.
He's the best of the three. From Rodrigo and me, he took the better things and he is the best version.
And Lucas, how important is it to maintain the success after the Olympic gold medal?
Once you reach the maximum, the top, you always want to get that feeling again. So we are working on that. We know that it's going to be really difficult in the World Cup. All the teams are preparing for that. But we know we have our strength. Well, we will see how it goes.
We'll hear more from the Lions after the break, plus all this still to come. Coaching the Corradini way and mastering the art of shooting.
This week, FIH Inside the D is in the Argentine capital of Buenos Aires. We're here to find out more about hockey's incredible rise in recent years. And providing a perfect example, look no further than the Lionesses coach, Agustin Corradini.
I'm proud to be here working with this wonderful team. It was a dream to coach all the ladies or the men's. I born playing hockey. My family also. My life was like a hockey player and a hockey coach, being former with youngs and then with seniors players.
Did you always know when you were a player that you would retire and then go on to be a coach?
Yeah, all the time. I always love to coach and to be also a teacher. And I'm really thankful for Belgium for sure, because I did most of my career there, and I started working there with senior teams and with the national teams.
And one of your more successful recent achievements was winning the gold medal with the junior women's team. What was that like to coach that team?
My best result was to give them the tools to be here in the national team, in the seniors afterwards. Because Las Leonas right now is something that you desire when you are a child. No? It's something that inspires people. It's the best thing that a national team can bring to the society and the people, to inspire them to be a sportsman, to have a healthy life, and to have objectives and to fight for them. This is the best thing, and this team do it.
And what about you as a coach? Have you had to change going from the junior setup to the senior setup?
Yeah, the same change as the players, the same, because the responsibility are different, but the passion is the same one, and with the same objectives, because for sure I want to win in Tokyo. This is my main objective. Also, job that I have here is to open the minds of these girls to just not to play hockey. For example, for me, I'm proud when a girl asks me if she can miss a training because they have to do a exam in the university. For me, this is wonderful, and they're allowed to do it. And I give time to them to have a career outside.
And you, in your career, what is your philosophy in coaching?
My philosophy is to have concepts, that the concept guide the way you play, not direct orders, because my dream is not to give orders in the field and the players know exactly what to do. And to have that style, you need to educate them in a way of thinking. So everyone is thinking in the same way, to have ownership in the decision they take in the field.
And for you, ultimately, what's your long-term ambition?
My dream is sometimes to continue working, forming players, not just to trying to win medals. For sure I want to become an Olympic champion in Tokyo, but to continue developing more players and to inspire more people to be hockey player and as well a professional in their lives and with values.
Staying with the coaching theme, next up is the ideal person to provide top tips for the perfect finish in this week's Masterclass.
Mirko Preußer on hand in front of the goal. Goes directly in, it's there. And Mirko Preußer is the man.
Mirko Preußer surely has just sealed the deal.
I'm Mirko Preußer from the Netherlands, and this is how you do shooting.
And it's in.
First step is to get the ball in the right position. The ball position for a backhand shot is different to a ball position of a forehand shot. With a forehand shot, we always want to line it up towards the goal. In step 2, we always create a 90 degrees angle for a good backhand shot. Step 3, you hit the ball in 80% of your power to deliver a nice shot on target. I always do it in 80% to get the nice shot, because in 100% you will lose in technique. And that's how you do it.
And if you want to see Mirko put his theory into devastating practice, make sure you tune in to this season's big finale.
The prestige awaits you. The adventure awaits you. The experience awaits you. India's smartest city awaits you. India's sports capital awaits you. Odisha Hockey Men's World Cup 2018, November 28 to December 16. Bhubaneswar awaits you.
Hoping to go all the way in that tournament are the team who finished third 4 years ago. Since then, the Lions have gone on to become Olympic champions, but are now rebuilding after a change at the top.
Well, we are with the new coach and assistants. Of course, we know them because some of us, we play together a lot of times and a lot of tournaments.
I think now is a new phase. We have a new coach, we have new players coming to the team. Of course, we have the guys we can give the experience to the team and maybe our ideas to don't change too many things. At the moment, we're just trying new things. I think it's gonna be nice for the next couple of games.
It's a very tough and difficult job for me, but we're making our best to keep this team in the top of the world ranking, and we want to be at the World Cup in the top 4 teams. So we are training hard and making our job to be there at the end of the year.
We are really trying to involve each other and to maintain our level and to put Argentina always in the top.
I think now with the new team and everything, we need to win more games as possible. Of course, to try to play always in the best tournament and try to play with the best teams.
I think that we are planning the team to be at the 100% at the end of the year. We are trying some new things to the team, and that takes time, so we have to plan a good strategy to take at the end of the year in the best way.
He has to give the confidence to the new players. Of course, with the new players, always maybe it's difficult, but they have to get used to our plan.
It's going well, and the coming weeks it's gonna be better. And that's our focus, yeah? You know, training and try to do our best to maintain this level.
From the reigning Olympic champions to teams who would love to reach the next Olympics in Tokyo. Here's Andy with a roundup of the latest action from the Hockey Series Open.
The latest round of the Hockey Series Open events saw 6 more teams book their place in one of next year's qualifying finals to try to reach Tokyo 2020. The first 2 of these were secured in the Portuguese city of Luciana, where Russia and Scotland's men prevailed against Gibraltar, Turkey and Belarus. Russia completed the round-robin tournament with a 100% record. This included inflicting Scotland's only defeat in a 4-1 win. Elsewhere, the Chilean capital of Santiago saw a double celebration for the hosts. In the women's draw, the winner was decided by the final game between Chile and Uruguay, both unbeaten going into their encounter. Fernanda Villagran scoring the only goal of the game for the home side, though both teams went through. In the men's competition, it was a similar story as Chile took on a Brazil side who'd led the tournament going into the last match. But in the final, it was the home team who took control. And despite a late Brazilian fightback, Chile held on to run out 3-2 winners. Both teams again though progressed to one of the 3 FIH Series finals that will take place in 2019. And kicking off this week's look at all things social, we start with Instagram and some sensational skills from hockey players of different generations. The man who goes under the Instagram name Rinto Mania shows off his impeccable control whilst mastering the art of the self-pass. And how about this outrageous piece of handling from young Jonas here, who needs help naming his crazy skill? Some suggestions have already been offered, but see if you can better them. Over on Twitter, it's congratulations to the Kookaburras Jake Wetton, who's celebrating the birth of his baby son. For our Spanish fans of hockey, tickets for next year's FIH Pro League are now on sale, so make sure you get in early to avoid missing out. And in keeping with this episode's Argentina theme, Buenos Aires is busy hosting the Youth Olympic Games. You can get a flavour of what it's like for some of the young athletes as they arrive to compete. Talking of the Olympics, the FIH recently helped celebrate Olympic Day by staging hockey events around the world, which as you can see proved a great success. And if you want to see this video in full, head over to the FIH YouTube channel where you can watch this and all the latest action that's been going on in the world of hockey.
So that brings our journey in Argentina to an end. On the next Inside the D, we go back in time, plus there's plenty more to enjoy, so join us then.